Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at all the cool, new, highly anticipated manga releases for the month of July. As always, I'd like to mention in these videos that I don't recommend ongoing series. This is mostly focused on all the new #1s that are coming out or deluxe editions of previously released material. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, become a member, or if you want to keep the conversation going, be sure to join my Discord server. The link is in the description below. So with all of that out of the way, let's get started with this video. From Viz Media, we have Nue's Exorcist, Volume 1 by Kota Kawai. This one's a supernatural action Shonen Jump title that is still ongoing, first started back in 2023. For as long as he can remember, Gakuro Yajima has been able to see spirits, beings that are drawn to human sadness and anger. A fateful encounter with a quirky pop culture loving spirit named Nue marks the start of Gakuro's Spirit Exorcist adventure. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have the full-colored edition, or should I say the brilliant full-color edition of Tokyo Revengers Omnibus Edition by Ken Wakui. This one is re-releasing the entirety of Tokyo Revengers in full-colored editions, all 279 chapters collected across 31 volumes, but these are the previously 2-in-1s that we saw from 7 Seas, and hopefully they do sell well so that we can see the entirety of Tokyo Revengers in color released out here in English. Watching the news, Hanagaki Takemichi learns his junior high school girlfriend Tachibana Hinata has died. A sudden shove sends him 12 years into the past to face the Tokyo Manji gang that once made his life hell, the same gang that's responsible for Hinata's death in the present. To save Hinata and change the future, Takemichi must rise to the top of Kanto's most sinister delinquent gang, but things get complicated when he befriends the gang's leader, Mikey. What turned Mikey from a petulant child into the leader of the most infamous gang in Tokyo? From Viz, we have the release of The Demon Prince of Momochi House Succession Volume 1 by Aya Shoto. This one being a sequel to The Demon Prince of Momochi House. It's an ongoing shoujo fantasy romance series that started back in 2023. For a long time, Aoi Nanamori was trapped in Himari Momochi's ancestral house as its spiritual guardian, the Omamori-sama. Now, several years later, Aoi has returned to Himari as a human, and the couple is living together, although strangely the two are now further apart in age. As before, Shikigami and yokai cluster to Aoi's side. Things are lively at Himari's newly purchased Momochi house, and mysterious beings from the spiritual realm have already found their way there. From Yen Press, we have I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in My Class, Volume 1. This is written by Rin Ono with art by Azuri Hyuga. It's a rom-com school manga that started publication back in 2022. High school is a fresh start for most people, but not for Maki Maehara. He's always been a loner, and he knows this year isn't going to be any different. As expected, Maehara sees no change even 6 months in, until he runs into his classmate Umi Asanagi at a video store. Always at the center of attention and ranked the second prettiest girl in class by the boys, Asanagi's from a totally different world. But it turns out the two have some things in common, and not just the B-movies they came to rent. When they become friends in secret, Maehara discovers his days are about to get a little more colorful. From Titan Manga, we have Cosmic Censorship Volume 1 by Ryuichi Sadamatsu. This one ran from 2022 to 2023. 39 chapters collected across 5 volumes, an action sci-fi story. Accompany Maki Makino as she learns to navigate her powers and a budding romance amidst a chaotic conflict. Maki's life was completely turned upside down. Maki, the student, was previously competing in track and field events, but after her life was saved by a mysterious man, everything changed. She must get to grips with the new powers that have been bestowed upon her before an ominous and formidable threat arrives. Yen Press is releasing the Hitman Stans Volume 1. This is created by Rintaro Oshima, an ongoing action comedy seinen series that started back in 2022. The one and only legendary killing machine Owaru Endo is the strongest hitman around, until he announces his retirement out of the blue. The whole underworld is stupefied, especially since the reason he's stepping down is to fully devote himself to standing his favorite idol. Trading guns for glow sticks, Owaru is ready to embrace the superfan life, or he would be if his past could just stay buried. Thank you very much. BL Game Rebirth, My New Life as the Hero's Younger Brother, Volume 1. This is written by Yui Hanaka with art from Kana. This is published by Seven Seas Entertainment. It is a BL isekai that started back in 2021. Still ongoing. When an office lady is reincarnated into the world of a spicy BL game she played, she's shocked to find out that she's now part of the story as the younger brother of the main character. What's more, by the time Akira realizes what's going on, his older brother has already gotten together with one of the game's love interests. But what about the other boys? How will they cope with losing out on the beloved main character? And what's in store for the main pair after the credits roll? Akira couldn't have asked to be in a more delicious position. But the weird thing is, he doesn't remember there being a younger brother when he played the game. From Viz Media, we have the release of Yaiba, Samurai Legend Volume 1 by Gosho Aoyama. This classic shonen adventure samurai manga was published back in 1988 and it ran up until 1993. 255 chapters collected across 24 volumes. Fortunately for us, these are 2-in-1 releases. Yaiba is an energetic young swordsman who's grown up in the jungle, training to be a samurai with his father Kenjuro. When they return to Japan, chaos seems to follow wherever Yaiba goes. Destined to be a hero, Yaiba must learn to be a true samurai and save the world. Upon enrolling in school, Yaiba quickly crosses swords with his soon-to-be rival Onimaru. When Onimaru is transformed into a demon by the cursed power of the wind god's sword, Yaiba embarks on a quest to Mount Tengu to find his own enchanted sword. But Yaiba lacks the skill and knowledge to use such a powerful weapon. If he can't control himself, it will control him. From Yen Press, we have Convenient Semi-Friend Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Minoru Chigusa, an ongoing comedy GL series that started back in 2023. Friends with benefits? What's that? Suna is a gloomy high school student with a huge problem. She has no friends. Hoping to remedy that, she leaves home to live in her school's dorm. But when she nervously enters her new room, she finds a roommate, Ruka, feeling up another girl. Is that what friends do? Though inexperienced, Suna's ready to take her first steps towards getting to know her scary roommate, and at the very least, becoming something like semi-friends with benefits, quote unquote. From Viz, we have the release of Ultraman, Along Came a Spider-Man, Volume 1. This is written by Shigenobu Matsumoto with art by Tomo Hirokawa. This one is an action shonen manga that started back in 2024 and it is still ongoing. When a battle against Dr. Doom goes awry, Spider-Man is transported across dimensions to a Japan where giant monsters roam and the country is protected by a giant of light, Ultraman. But when the two of the world's most dangerous villains form an alliance, will Spider-Man and Ultraman be able to live up to the title of hero? Or will they be forced to discover that overcoming evil means sacrifices must be made? From One Piece books, we have Teppeki Honeymoon Volume 1 by Mecha Tanaka, a romance shoujo manga that lasted for 40 chapters, collected across 8 volumes. This was published from 2018 to 2023. Everything is going wrong for high schooler Enna, locally renowned for her super strength, when her life takes a strange turn. She becomes the betrothed of the unexpectedly gorgeous Sakai, a bodyguard and heir to a major security company. But is she jumping out of the frying pan and into the ready aim fire? He strikes a bargain to pay off her family's debt after 2 months, as long as she agrees to certain steamy conditions. Can Anna make this relationship of convenience work without getting in too deep? Sex Drive Volume 1. This one is published by Seven Seas Entertainment under their Steamship label. This is by Monaka Toyama with art from Fumi Takamura. 12 chapters collected across 2 volumes. This not safe for work josei manga first debuted back in 2021. June never imagined her life would lead to being recruited by a secret intelligence agency specializing in sex espionage. Her unusual condition, excessive pheromones, makes her a natural at seduction. but it comes with a price. Uncontrollable bursts of heat that make her a danger to herself and those around her. Fired from her job and desperate for a new start, she reluctantly accepts the agency's offer to become a honey trap operative. From Viz Media, we have Tsumiki Ogami's Not So Ordinary Life, Volume 1 by Miyu Morishita. This rom-com shonen manga started back in 2023 and it is still ongoing. Yutaka Shinso is constantly worried about what other people think of him. Hoping to turn over a new leaf, he changes high schools, but there is something strange afoot. Vampires, ogres, and all manner of supernatural beings walk the halls. Yutaka is drawn to Tsumiki Ogami, a confident and popular werewolf. Will Tsumiki be the one to help Yutaka overcome his insecurities? From Seven Seas, we have the release of My Younger Knight Takes Care of Me in Another World, Volume 1. This is by Nekonomori Shima. 14 chapters collected across 2 volumes. This BL fantasy, not safe for work, started back in 2020 and it ran until 2022. Mitsuki is an ordinary 30-something office worker leading a monotonous 9-to-5 life. His humdrum routine is suddenly shattered when he tries to help a girl in distress, only to be unexpectedly transported to a different world. While the girl is meant to be there, Mitsuki is out of place, and nobody knows what to do with him. Fortunately, Volk, a striking and noble knight, takes it upon himself to care for Mitsuki, even gently tending to him after he's rendered unconscious from an injury. But when Mitsuki comes to, it's not Volk next to him, but a large black wolf. Just who or what is Volk, and how is Mitsuki expected to survive in this unfamiliar world? From Viz Media, we have Spider-Man Kizuna, Volume 1, written by Seta Kobayashi and drawn by Hachi Mizuno. This action comedy shonen manga started back in 2023 and recently ended this very year, 2025. Welcome to Ohakama City, Japan. You, a timid boy who loves to draw manga, is attacked by the Green Goblin, only to be rescued by the superhero known as Spider-Man. Despite being defeated, the villain activates a device that merges you and Spider-Man together, suddenly bestowed with not just great power, but also the proportionate speed, strength, and agility of a spider. Will you find the courage to help others, or fall prey to Spider-Man's worst enemies? From Viz Media, we have Tokyo Fears Rhapsody Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Akira Sugito. This is an ongoing shonen action comedy manga that started back in 2022. Hachiro is the mightiest monster around, created to strike terror into humanity. But a chance encounter with ice cream makes him an instant fan of human culture, earning him the ire of his fellow fears. Between rebelling against his overbearing creator and slaughtering ghoulish foes, Hachiro's got a lot more than just ice cream on his plate. Keeping his true identity as a fierce secret, Hachiro is looking for odd jobs until he sees the unbelievable, a newly established mecha suit unit of the Metro PD. Now he wants to be just as cool as they are, but are there limits to what a monster can do? The 13th Footprint, Volume 1. This is published by Yen Press. It is written and drawn by Kei Sanbe. A hardcover release, a suspense manga that first came out in 2023, still in publication. After Toya and Haru's son Ao was released from the hospital, the Togawa family was ready for a fresh start in their picturesque new home. But the life Toya envisioned for his family is turned upside down when mysterious postcards begin to appear. No sender, no return address. Just a note describing an event that will happen in the future. Following the prophetic cards, Toya embarks on an adventure to help those in need, keep his family safe, and unravel the mystery before disaster catches up with them. From Kodansha, we have the release of Tower Dungeon Volume 1 by Tsutomu Nihei. This is an ongoing fantasy shonen series that started back in 2023. The ingenuous farm boy Yuva must accompany a contingent of knights through the increasingly dangerous floors of a massive tower on the way to rescue the princess, who had been kidnapped by the evil necromancer. The way is blocked by powerful eldritch creatures, so to supplement their forces in the face of mounting casualties, they press ordinary folks from the surrounding villages into service, including Yuva. Gird your loins, heft your blade, and enter the Dragon Tower. Also from Yen Press, we have The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, Volume 1. This is created by Sakaku Hishikawa and Ten Junoichi, an ongoing fantasy series that started back in 2022. Xenos hails from the slums, but he won't let that stop him from paving his own path to success when he chances upon a healer and begins learning the curative arts. When an adventuring party extends him an invitation, Xenos is elated, only to find himself treated like dirt. Despite honing his skills to perfection, the party deems him useless and kicks him out. Now broke and out of luck, Xenos starts an illegal clinic, becoming a shadow healer. Word of his genius quickly spreads through the city's underbelly, but as his reputation grows among the dregs of society, word of Xenos' ability reaches the wrong pair of ears. From Fantagraphics, we have Brain Damage, hardcover release from Kago. 4 chapters in one hardcover that was originally released in 2016 to 2017. 4 identical young women trapped in an eerie building must solve the mystery of why they've been gathered there, while being hunted by a knife-wielding stalker. People throughout town are strangely disappearing without a trace, and the key to it all is a senile and perverted old man. A plucky health aide is tasked with keeping zombies peaceful, lest they go on a brain-eating rampage. And finally, a series of gruesomely mangled bodies are found in pristine cars, and it appears something sinister lurks within these masses of glass and steel. From Yen Press, we have the release of Gushing Over Magical Girls, Volume 1, written and drawn by Akihiro Ononaka, an ongoing action comedy GL series that is heavily not safe for work, first started back in 2019. Hi, I'm Hideagi Utena. I'm a normal magical girl loving middle school girl, or at least I was. But then some talking mascot showed up out of the blue and cast a spell on me. Now's my chance to join my beloved magical girls as a villain? Hang on, something's wrong with my outfit. This can't be happening. No, don't post pictures. Watch this shy magical fangirl transform into a sadistic dominatrix. When good and evil collide, who will be the one to submit? We have a brand new manga publisher in English, and that is Manga Mavericks Books, and they are releasing a lot of cool new titles, and I have here 3 awesome ones that I wanted to highlight. The first one is Bonds. This one is by Zenzo. It's a one-shot manga around 36 pages, an alternate take on Journey to the West. Son Goku and Sanzo have only just begun their long journey, and trust doesn't come easily. Their already shaky bond is tested further when Sanso's misgivings lead to a rift between the two. Is the journey over before it even began? Or is it true that adversity is what forges unshakable bonds? The next one that we have here from Manga Mavericks Books is Zigoku's Foreman, Volume 1. This is written by Nine Banta with co-planning by Hiroki Kamishiro. Meet the literal boss from hell. Mizuchi, once a human, died, went to hell, and became an unruly demon. Though he's not just any demon, he's a foreman with underlings who make up a motley crew. With a magic sword and super strength, some hellish construction work should be a snap, but Mizuchi and his crew are hell-bent on doing anything aside from their work. And here we have another one-shot. This is Alternative Self-Liner Note by Chiaki Yagura. The good die young. There's a whole movement of entertainers who by 27 years old had left their mark on the world, including my god. At 28, what have I done? Am I worthy to stand on the same stage? Why does my gospel stay unwritten? From Yen Press, we have Suzuki-kun's Mindful Life, Volume 1 by Yuki Fujimoto. This is a slice-of-life shoujo manga that started back in 2022. Kaoru Suzuki is the kind of guy who towers over his classmates and exudes an intimidating presence. But beneath his tough exterior, he's just a student with a love for sweets, crafts, and flowers. When a handsome and unexpectedly tough classmate steps in to save him from a dunk on the first day of school, this unlikely duo become fast friends. From Yen Press, we have the release of Neighborhood Craftsmen, Stories from Kanda's Gokuracho, Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Akihito Sakaue, a historical award-winning drama that started back in 2020. Here in this masterpiece historical anthology, that heart will be laid bare to you. The spirit of craftsmanship flowing from fingertip to final product, be it a barrel, indigo cloth, razor-sharp sword, soft tatami mat, or even a complete plastered building. From Seven Seas, we have Two Guys at the Vet Clinic by Sidonome. This one's a BL medical manga that lasted for 6 chapters, collected across 1 volume, released back in 2022. Takaba, a veterinary student, finds a stray cat that needs help and rushes it to an animal hospital, where he falls in love at first sight with Baba, the director. Trying to get close to him, Takaba gets a job there, and Baba's flirtatious behavior inflames his feelings till he can no longer repress them. From Yen Press, we have the release of Lil Miss Vampire Can't Suck Right, Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Kyosuke Nishiki, an ongoing supernatural school comedy shonen that started back in 2021. Luna Ishikawa is a dark and mysterious vampire, or so she'd like her new classmates to believe. The truth is, while she may be one of the not-so-mythical bloodsuckers, she doesn't really live up to the hype. She's short, clumsy, and she can't suck blood properly. So when her classmate Tatsuta Uotori discovers her little drinking problem, he can't help but lend a hand. Can he nurse Luna from the small, timid animal she is into a fearsome creature of the night? From Yen Press, we have the release of Double the Trouble, Twice as Nice, Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Ryo Ichino, an ongoing romance shoujo manga that started back in 2021. This was a mistake, a very big one. Well, it's not like Yuri Hayama could just abandon an unconscious child in the middle of the street, and since her phone was dead, she ended up bringing him back to her place, which leads to her current dilemma. There's a ridiculously hot guy in her bed. Plus, because he has a mysterious ability to transform from angelically cherubic to sinfully sexy, and zero qualms about using it to get whatever he wants. He's already got her twisted around his little finger. From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have the release of You Will Become My Wife. This one is drawn by Fumi Takamura and written by Miju Inoue. It's a not-safe-for-work josei romance that lasted for 8 chapters, collected across 1 volume. It was originally published back in 2023. Alice, heiress to the prestigious Cunningham Hotel Tokyo, knows just how lucky she is. Her fiancé Reiji, the Cunningham's dedicated secretary, is handsome, cool, and responsible, and Alice is completely head over heels for him. Yet, no matter how fervently she expresses her love, his responses are always ice cold. Sure, he'll tease her with passionate kisses, drive her wild with his touch, and ensure she drowns in waves of pleasure. But what she truly desires is his heart. Does Reiji love her, or is it purely physical between them? Bocchi the Rock Comic Anthology Volume 1, written by a lot of people. This is an anthology from the Bocchi the Rock universe. This music comedy manga started as a spin-off from the main title back in 2022. Bocchi might find it hard to make friends, but that doesn't mean she's lacking in admirers. This rocking anthology features a lineup of all-star guest authors ready to take the stage for the ultimate Bocchi the Rock tribute concert. With a set list featuring hits such as What If Bocchi Was Totally Ripped, Keisuku Band Tours in Another World, and Goto vs. the Police, you'll discover new sides to your favorite characters you never even dreamed of. Lion Hearts by Mita Ori. This one is published by Seven Seas Entertainment. It is a BL manga, 10 chapters collected across 1 volume, which were published between 2018 and 2023. As children, Shishimaru and Leo were inseparable. Shi-chan was so infatuated with Leo that he proposed to him, but as the years went by, they grew up and parted ways, until 10 years later when the two reunite. Have their feelings remained, or have they been apart for too long? From Yen Press, we have Almark, Volume 1. This is written by Hyoto Yunoki, with character design work by Pozuka Demizu. This one is based on the light novel of the same name, and it is an ongoing fantasy series that started back in 2022. In the northern lands where war continues without end, young Almark hopes to be a mercenary like his father one day. Thinking the timid boy ill-suited for such a life, however, his worried father envisions a different future for him. all the way at Nork Magical Academy in the peaceful south, once he's old enough to attend. And so, despite Almark's efforts on and off the battlefield, he eventually sets out for the academy to respect his father's wishes. But what lies ahead on his journey to becoming a magician? A Misanthrope teaches a class for demi-humans, Volume 1. Mr. Hitoma, won't you teach us about humans? This one is by Atsu Benino, along with art from Sai Izumi. This one is a school drama shonen manga that started back in 2022, and it is still ongoing. Rei Hitomi is a former school teacher and a self-professed misanthrope due to past trauma. Hoping to live a slow, relaxing life, he takes a new teaching job in the mountains. But it turns out that this place is actually an all-girls school for demi-humans who want to become full-fledged humans. Tough Love at the Office, the complete Yuri collection. This is by Sal Jiang, and it is published by 7 Seas. 18 chapters across 3 volumes, which were originally published in 2022 to 2023. It's a comedy drama GL not safe for work series. However, here we have the entire 3-volume series collected in one edition. Shirakawa and Kuroda are more than just rivals on the corporate ladder. They're fire and gasoline. When these female power players are assigned to work with each other, they trade barbs and intense glares at every turn, until their tempers flare and tension ignites. Their animosity transforms into something far steamier, an undeniable physical connection they can't resist. Jealousy, ambition, and passions collide in this scorching Yuri manga, where every power play threatens to unravel their careers and each other. From 7 Seas, under their steamship imprint, Shindou-kun's tight squeeze, helpless against his alluring touch, Volume 1. This is by Sunao Natsuo, a 2022 manga that is a not safe for work josei romance in the workplace. For 3 years, Omuro Rinko has dedicated herself to her dream job at Yatsuboshi Confectionery. While it hasn't all been cupcakes and mochi, she's proud of her hard-earned skills, until the day her boss assigns her to mentor the new hire, Shindo Ryoma. From the moment they met, Shindo leaves a bitter taste in Rinko's mouth. His sharp tongue and bad attitude grate on her nerves, and worse yet, he insists he doesn't have her guidance at all. The most infuriating part? He's right. Shindo isn't just competent, he's faster, more efficient, and outshines her at work. But what begins as a clash of personalities soon simmers into something far more intoxicating. After a company dinner, Shindo makes a bold move and asks to go home with her. To Rindo's shock, the arrogant junior proves he's not just skilled in the office, he's devastatingly talented between the sheets, leaving her completely satisfied, yet torn. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have the release of Ichi the Killer, Volume 1, Omnibus Edition. This was originally released back in 1998 to 2001, an action, drama, horror, seinen series that was published for 114 chapters, collected across 10 volumes, but fortunately we have 2-in-1 releases here for the Omnibus. Ichi may seem like a spineless weakling, but when the tears start flowing, a terrifying transformation takes place. Driven to his mental breaking point, Ichi becomes an unstoppable force of carnage, unleashing a torrent of violence on his next target. When his destructive path collides with Kakihara, a sadomasochistic yakuza boss with a penchant for pain, it ignites a bloody spiral of chaos, depravity, and unimaginable brutality. So there you have it, folks. A lot of new releases for the month of July. Let me know in the comment section which ones you are most excited for. I'd be really happy to find out. Thank you everybody for being a part of the channel. Remember to join my Discord server if you want to keep the conversation going. That would be a lot of fun. That's going to be it for now. God bless. Stay safe out there. I will catch all of you on the next one.